Don't miss CCGCastle.com, best place for Pokemon trading card game. You can find singles for standard, legacy or expanded format, sealed products like booster box, teams, team decks. With TCG Center 5 code, you will get 5% discount on your purchase. Check video description or visit CCGCastle. Hello and welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. Today we'll be looking at a deck from the regional championship in Wisconsin from the Master Division. So basically this was a deck that the Treynor Wolfe played, and he basically managed to get the first place on the regionals. I'm sorry if I pronounced the name and the surname wrong. Basically, he played Yveltal Gallade Darkrai deck with Archeops also as a tech, and also Mewtwo-EX for the backup attacker. So, very interesting deck list. I tried to play a few games with it, and it works pretty perfectly. I mean, in the worst possible scenario, I have turn 2 Archeops or Gallade, but in the 90% of the time, I have turn 1 either way Archeops or Gallade, depend on the situation and my opponent deck list. So basically, 12 Pokemons, 37 trainer cards, 11 energies in total. So he actually play 5 supporter Pokemons. I should even say 6 supporter Pokemons and like only 3 attackers. So basically the main attacker should be probably Yveltal-EX with the Evil Ball and the Ice Cyclone with the Fighting Fury Belt with 210 HP. And yeah, pretty much Mewtwo-EX and maybe that Yveltal with the Pitch Black Spear. So basically with the Fright Knight, if you need to knock out something, you can actually just use Pitch Black Spear and also spread 60 damage to your opponent EX Pokemon, which is definitely good against those Shaymin-EX. But yeah, with the Silent Lab, you can also shut down that Fright Knight ability, and you can also have 170 HP with the Fighting Fury Belt on it. So very, very interesting deck list. So let's try to see some other cards. Interesting is that in the expanded format, you don't need to play 2 or 3 or 4 Shaymin-EXs because Shaymin is good for the setup. But also you have another substitute for it, Stiller Gaydon's Jirachi-EX with the ability that says when you play Jirachi from your hand onto your bench, you can actually search your deck for a supporter card and put it into your hand, which is actually better than the Shaymin in my opinion. Also, Darkrai-EX with the Dark Lock says that each of your Pokemon that has any Darkness Energy has attached on it has no retreat cost, which is definitely good because you can have free retreat. Yveltal with the Oblivion Wing ×1 can help you to accelerate energies from the disco pile. Yveltal with the Fright Knight and the Pitch Black Spear ×2 can help you to be a backup attacker for those EXs. And Yveltal-EX is here to do pretty much a lot of damage if it needs. Also, 1 copy of Archeops with the Ancient Power can stop your opponent and your Pokemons to be evolved. So basically, if you can have Archeops turn 1, you can shut down those Trevenants, Golbats, Crobats, any other evolutions like Wild Plume, West Queen, Flareon, which is actually very popular in the format. So without Hex Maniac, your opponent cannot do pretty much nothing. Also, Gallade with the Premonition is a very good card. Also, Sensitive Blade is a very powerful attack. Copy of Jirachi-EX X-Ball Mewtwo from the Next Destiny is really like this card. 20 times the times the number of energy attached to both defending and active Pokemon. Keldeo-EX with the Rush In ability, which says that you can rush in on retreat. A very powerful combination of Pokemon cards. From item cards, we also have, of course, 4 Battle Compressors, which can help you to thin your deck and basically have turn 1 Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick for that Archeops or Gallade. A copy of Computer Search, which can help you to search your deck for any card. This is basically A-Spec. In expanded format, you can play only 1 A-Spec card. If you didn't know that, 4 copies of Dark Patch accelerate your Darkness Pokemon. You can attach 1 Darkness Energy from Disco Pile to 1 of your benched Pokemons. Trainer's Mail ×3, 4 Ultra Balls, 4 versus Seekers. From supporter cards, we have 1 copy of AZ, definitely good choice because you can even remove Shaymin Jirachi or any Pokemon who has a lot of damage in it, so definitely good choice. 1 copy of Colress, 1 copy of Ghetsis. Ghetsis is very powerful card, especially in the expanded. A lot of people play a lot of item cards, and basically with the Ghetsis, your opponent reveals a hand and basically shuffles all item cards found in his hand into his deck, and you can drop the cards number of the equal to the number of the cards to the number of the item cards your opponent shuffle into his or her deck. So definitely strong and powerful card. Copy of Lysandre, copy of Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick, which says that you cannot play this card if it's not the last card in your hand, and put the fighting Pokemon from a discard pile into your bench and draw 5 cards. Copy of N and 3 Professor Juniper. So only 4 real deal supporter cards for the draw on your turn 1, basically, if we don't count that Colress and Max's Hidden Ball Trick. From some other cards, we have Parallel City for the stadium, 2 copies of Silent Lab, 2 Fighting Fury Belts that can actually increase the HP for 40 and damage for 10. Copy of Float Stone, just in case we have Silent Lab, so we cannot retreat with something. Oh, actually 2 copies of Float Stones. 4 copies of double Colress energies and 7 darkness energies in total, so very interesting deck list. But basically, before I manage to get to game, if you're looking for any of these cards, visit CCGCastle.com, and you can get any of these pretty much by typing TCG Center 5 code. You can also get 5% discount on your purchase, so definitely keep that in mind. So let's go to some game tests so you can actually see how this deck works in a gameplay. Alright, so let's try to kick off with this winner deck, and let's see how strong it would be. So I'm opening with my Mewtwo in the front. I'm going to bench down my Yveltal and a Darkrai. I have Juniper in my hand that I can actually play easily. Also, if I hit double Colress energy, I can just use it and use my X-Ball, so I can actually do some serious damage to my opponent Yveltal-EX, up to 60 damage with it, if he attached just a single Darkness energy on it. I also have that Lysandre in my hand, but I'm not attempting to use it on my turn 1, definitely. So I'm looking forward for Professor Juniper, maybe some Dark Patches, maybe Fighting Fury Belt, and a double Colress energy would be pretty much everything I'm looking for. So there is a Dark Patch, but I need to discard one of these. Alright, so I was not able to play Archeops turn 1, which is actually bad. And also right here I don't have a energy card, so I cannot also use my energy onto Mewtwo on my turn 1, but I have the Dark Patch and I can actually just attach 1 energy to my Yveltal-EX. For the next turn I'm going to play my Ultra Ball for Archeops, and the top deck card that I get, I'm looking forward to play that Archeops with the Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick. So Maxie's actually says if the Maxie is the last card in your hand, you can basically put 1 Pokemon fighting type from your discard pile onto your bench, then draw 5 cards. So there's a Muscle Band and a Evil Ball for like 80 damage counters. Alright, so I need to respond. So I'm looking forward to play Ultra Ball for Archeops and Parallel City. Right here I can actually get Keldeo, or I can just go fail to search. But I'm looking actually forward to get that Keldeo because I see that Darkrai City Gym and my opponent might be playing that Hypnotoxic Lasers, so I'm looking forward to discard some more energies with my Battle Compressor. I can also go with Professor Juniper, maybe even better AZ. And a Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick, so I can have my Gallade on the bench. Oh, actually Archeops on the bench, so no more evolutions are able to be played. There's a Versus Seeker, but I cannot use that this turn, so all I can really do is a rush in and retreat, hit for 100, and pretty much next turn get a knockout on that opponent Yveltal-EX in play. So there's 100 damage, but he can actually do the same thing if he can draw something like energy card and a Darkrai City Gym. In that case he can hit me for 140 and with the Verbank 30 more, so even versed. There is 1 double Colress, but it will not be enough. It will be only 110, and the Ice Cyclone can actually shift 1 energy from your active to another Pokemon in play. And there's a Dark Patch. So I'm looking forward to attach my Dark Patch onto my Yveltal, and I'm also looking forward to play Professor Juniper right here. I could maybe also get rid of my Mewtwo from play. Oh, very nice. There is also double Colress energy that I can use, but I'm looking forward for maybe just another Dark Patch. I was looking for Fighting Fury Belt, which can actually help me to increase my damage for 10 more damage. In that case, I would be able to use Pitch Black Spear and also knock out active Yveltal-EX for my opponent and does 60 damage to the benched one. That was not the case, so there's a Silent Lab. And an Evil Ball, so I'm going to grab first 2 prize cards in this matchup. Another Battle Compressor and another Battle Compressor, so double Battle Compressor right here. I have Versus Seekers, so I'm thinking about maybe putting that Mewtwo from the bench in my hand. I'm not sure what should I actually do. I definitely will go with my Keldeo in the front, and there's another Professor Sycamore for my opponent. And very interesting that he didn't play that Hypnotoxic Laser, but that there's no actually sense to play it because he already have enough damage to knock out, and there's a Enhanced Hammer, so I lost my double Colress energy, god dang. And an Evil Ball. So enough for the knockout, 120. And I'm thinking, like, just go with the Keldeo in the front. Maybe I should use my Darkrai, I don't know yet. Or maybe even better, right here, right now, is to scoop up with my AZ, my Mewtwo from the bench, who actually have 80 damage counters on it. Attach the double Colress energy on it. Retreat back. So right now I can hit for 100, that's for sure. I don't know if I want to play Battle Compressor. I mean, I can try to thin a little bit more cards from my deck that I actually don't need, like Gallade. Maybe even Colress and that Yveltal with Energy Acceleration. And this is going to be X-Ball for 100. Next turn I can just knock out Yveltal, or maybe not, it really depends. He can also hit me for 120, so all he really needs is, again, energy, single basic energy, and Hypnotoxic Laser, so in that case he can knock me out. So far so good for my opponent. This is a heavy EX exchange battle, and there's a double Colress, so it's going to be a knockout pretty much. 4, 5, 6, 7, 860, and 160, and that's going to be 30 from the poison. So all I really need is double Colress energy, and maybe Fighting Fury Belt. In that case, I can knock out my opponent Yveltal with my Yveltal Pitch Black Spear, spread 60 damage to that Shaymin, and actually next turn just get a knockout on the bench over that Shaymin-EX. So there is Battle Compressor, and I'm looking forward to discard some more cards, like maybe even Ultra Ball, both Ultra Balls, so I have better chance actually to get something. Also, I don't know if I want to play the Jirachi on the bench. I think I don't want. But actually I can use it, so I can thin a little bit more of my deck with Steel Guardians. I can discard my Lysandre, of course, with my Professor Juniper. And I'm looking forward for double Colress and Fighting Fury Belt. And I was able to get both of these cards. Oh, but yeah, there's a catch. If I want to attack with my Yveltal Pitch Black Spear... Oh, totally forgot about that. Tool on my Yveltal will not be affected. So, that's the big problem right now. And I'm going to take a knockout right here. But never mind. Pitch Black Spear and 60 down to the Shaymin-EX. Oh, actually, it's affected as long as... Oh, yeah. Oh, what a knob I am. I totally forgot. I put that Silent Lab in place, so actually Friday Night is not affected. I totally forgot about that, so... I'm not in the. I actually don't play too much that Yveltal with the Friday Night. To be honest, the whole entire season, when this card was printed in the breakthrough first time, I never played this card. So actually, I'm not familiar with this. So that's the reason why I actually almost did a misplay right here. But actually, that Silent Lab helps me a lot. And all he really can do is try to Sky Return if he have Float Stone. Basically, all he really needs is a Float Stone to Sky Return that Shaymin-EX so he can actually try to survive. But in that case, I also have my Versus Seeker in hand, so I can just try to maybe... Oh yeah, so he actually decided to give up because there's no chance that he can actually retreat that Keldeo without Float Stone and Sky Return with his Shaymin, so actually he made a huge misplay by not promoting that Shaymin in the front. So yeah, once again, I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. So this is a full deck list once again. And yeah, that's pretty much all. So very interesting deck list from the Expanded in the Madison, Wisconsin, from the Regional Championship. I really like the deck list. Also like that opportunity where you can choose between Archeops or Gallade, or even to have both of them on your bench. But I think that maybe playing one Maxes can be tricky, because sometimes you might find yourself in a trouble and not be able to get a Maxie if it's on your prize card. So, but the same rule can be applied for one copy of Archeops or Gallade. So basically with Archeops, you can just shut down those evolution cards that cannot be played. But also with the Gallade, you can get that Premonition and also Sensitive Blade for like 130 if you play supporter cards, which is pretty much enough to knock out EXs like Shaymin and maybe even Darkrai and any other who has weakness on the fighting. So yeah, once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more future videos. Stay tuned for more future videos from the Regional Championship. I'm going to upload all 8 decks. And yeah, that's pretty much all top 8 decks from the Regional Championship. And yeah, that's pretty much all. See you in the next video. Have a nice day and goodbye.